What up, everybody? Excuse me. Once again, this is Pax Judaica. Today I'm going to be going over who the real synagogue of Satan is. And guess what? It is not the white Jews. Okay, so let me go ahead and start out with that. All right. Now, why would I say it's not the white Jews? Because the people that it actually is Edomite royals, Edomite kings, okay, who are descendants of King David, who were born in Edom to, of course, Edomite mothers and whatnot. Now, you're going to say, oh my gosh, that's not true. For many of you, you're going to say, no, the white Jews are the synagogue of Satan. Not true. Okay. I'll go ahead and give three proofs. Okay, we'll start with the first one, okay, which is the one that is used by many people against the white Jewish folk, okay, which is Revelation chapter 2, verse 9, where it says, I know your works in tribulation and poverty, but you are rich, and I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. Okay, so this has been used to refer to white Jewish folk and the whole nine and everything like that, but it doesn't have to do with them at all and whatnot. Which brings me to my second point, transitioning now to actually giving you, some proofs. Um, oh, sorry about my alarm. One of the things I wanted to go over was First Kings chapter 11, verse 14. In this verse, we learn that King David has children over in Edom, okay, in the nation of Edom in the whole nine. He had children with an Edomite woman and whatnot. And one of these royals actually was being used to, attack Solomon because of his idol worship and his evil against Yahweh, the god of Yasharal. But anyway, my whole point with that is you can read that and know that David had descendants who were royals, obviously, because he's a king, who were in the nation of and from the nation of Edom and whatnot. Okay, now what is my point? My point, once again, I want to reiterate is that these are the Edomite leaders, Edomite kings, Edomite royals referred to within the book of Revelation in another part, okay? Specifically in Revelation chapter 13, verse 11. It talks about a beast coming from the land, okay? The land of what? Or from the earth. The earth refers to the land of Yasharal, and the beast refers to a government system and whatnot. And then it said that beast had two horns, okay? Horns like a lamb. Okay, now what is a lamb? A lamb is a symbol for Yasher all. Okay, and what are horns? Horns are symbols of leadership. They represent leaders and whatnot. They represent authority, the ability to reach out and affect others. That is authority. And that's what a horn is, and that's what a leader is. A person who can reach out and affect other individuals and control other individuals. Okay, so two of them, two horns. What are the two horns referring to? It's referring to initially the two leaders who were Edomite kings, the Herods, the King Herod the first and King Herod the second and whatnot. Okay, now it said that this beast that was being referred to with the two horns, who were the two kings, King Herods and whatnot, it appeared to be like a lamb and whatnot. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and read actually what it says. Let me look it up real quick so I can make sure I read it true and exact here. Okay. So what it basically says is, and I beheld a beast coming out of the earth. Okay, so this beast originated within Yasharal, this government system and whatnot. And he had two horns like a lamb, and those two horns, once again, are the Edomite kings and whatnot, the Edomite royals who were put over Yasharal, appointed over Yasharal by the Romans. Okay, all right, and then it said, and he spake, and he spake like a dragon. Okay, spake means to do what? Speak means to give command. So he commanded like a dragon. He commanded like someone who was a part of the Roman chain of command. So what is that talking about? It's saying this government entity, which was ruled over initially by the Herods, Herod 1 and Herod 2 and whatnot, these Edomite kings, who are cousins of, Yasharal, they're Edomites and whatnot, were appointed by the Romans and given authority over the Roman garrison that was in Yasharal. So they commanded the Roman garrison. Hence, they spake, they commanded like one who was a part of the Roman army's chain of command. That's what the dragon is. The dragon is the Roman army's chain of command and whatnot. So anywho, now that you understand that, let me go ahead and say this right here. Edom was founded by a man named Esau. Esau is the count them, twin brother of Yashar-al. Okay, Yashar-al is the progenitor of the nation of Yashar-al, us Negroes. Okay, and whatnot. Now, remember, Esau was his twin brother, so Esau was also a Negro. Okay, so his descendants are also Negroes and whatnot. Okay, so the kings that were appointed, the two kings, the first, the Herods and whatnot, and those part of their line and whatnot, and da 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 da. They were Negroes, okay, but they were not Yasher all. Hence the whole thing about folk who call themselves Jews but are not Jews. Okay, they were folk who were being counted as kings over Yasher all. Okay, even though they were not supposed to be ruling over Yasharal, but they were appointed over Yasharal for the same reason that here in America today, there are tethers, okay, individuals from, the Caribbean and whatnot, though they be cousins of us African Americans, okay, though they be cousins of us African Americans, they do not have our heart and mindset, and they stand with our adversaries against us African Americans. And our adversaries, racist whites or whites who are racist, they use them to look like we're included and whatnot, but they have complete control and dominance over those tethers. And the Edomites back in the day, those Edomite Negroes back in the day, were the tethers of their time, being used and exploited by the white Romans to control Negro Yashar and whatnot. Just like the tethers today from the Caribbean and things of that nature are used to dominate and control and deceive Negroes today and whatnot. So you're talking about Negroes. You're not talking about white people and the whole nine and everything. So in summary, okay, white Jewish people are not the synagogue of Satan that was being referred to in the book of Revelation, chapter 2, verse 9. It was referring to the Edomite royals, the Edomite kings that were appointed by the Romans over Yashar-al and whatnot, to keep control over them, but also to make sure that they would never, ever really help Yashar-al, because the Edomites hated their cousins, Yashar-al and whatnot. Anywho, with that said, Shalom.